Get them all gone now! 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 Their time is up now! Now! Get them gone now! Get out now! Go away now! 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 Get out now! And now! No more excuses! No more! No more! Relegation! Out of the FA Cup! Out of the Carabao Cup! Out! Get them out! They are worse than Championship players! All of them! Defending, reigning, undisputed FA Cup champions! No! We are a meme! A joke! Get them gone!
Manchester United have been knocked out of the FA Cup at Old Trafford by Fulham. Xerxes missing the final penalty. The Fulham players loving it. Bernd Leno, the hero, saving 2 penalties. By the way, the Fulham penalties themselves, absolutely exquisite. Many people wondering why on earth Victor Lindelof, who missed the 4th penalty for Manchester United, was put on the penalty in the first place. Garnacho didn't take one. Chido Obi-Martin, who'd come on and looked good, didn't take one either. It was an odd choice, and it backfired. In terms of the game itself, obviously United went 1-0 down right on the brink of half-time. Really poor marking from them. They lost the first header from the corner and the second header as Bassi put it in. And then it really took United a long time to get going in the second half. Eventually, Chido Obi-Martin came on for Højlund. He looked a lot sharper, was causing more problems for Bassi and that Fulham back line. Garnacho as well was bright. And they equalised through that man again. Bruno Fernandes, brilliant finish. Off his weak foot, first time. Fantastic finish. Roy Keane fuming. And away we went into extra time. I thought De Ligt today really impressed me. He was just everywhere. Absolutely everything on the line. But it wasn't enough. It went to penalties. And Fulham come out on top. And I tell you what, the door has been well and truly open for Man City.
Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, hit the subscription button. If you are a returning subscriber, thanks for watching this one. And today we're gonna react to Manchester United losing yesterday to Fulham in penalties in the 5th round of the FA Cups. And I feel like it was a cool game. Manchester United played a good game. Fulham played a good game, but Fulham were really composed yesterday for Manchester United. Fulham were not shaky yesterday for Manchester United compared to the way they've been playing in the Premier League against Manchester United. Of course, Manchester United won in their last 2 Premier League matches, home and away matches against Fulham. But I told a lot of people that Manchester United can't beat Fulham 3 times in one season. But it's okay because in an open play, Fulham didn't win either, Manchester United didn't win either. They drew 1-1, and then after that, the game was decided by penalties. But even before talking about the penalties, I just wanna mention some few players before going on to penalty crisis, whereby Manchester United lost 5-4. So I think yesterday Manchester United played a good game. I think a lot of people have been underrating Xerxes, but yesterday Xerxes, leave alone the penalty saga and stuff, I think Xerxes played a good game for Manchester United. Yeah, Joshua Xerxes played a good game. And Joshua Xerxes is not a striker. I think a lot of people, I don't know why a lot of people have been mistaking Joshua Xerxes to be a striker. Joshua Xerxes is not a striker. Joshua Xerxes is a playmaker. And if you watched yesterday's game against Fulham, Joshua Xerxes was really playing as a playmaker, not a striker. And I think that one of the best players on the pitch, 90 minutes yesterday, was Joshua Xerxes. Leave alone Joshua Xerxes, we have the likes of Matthias De Ligt. De Ligt yesterday played a good game. I think if I'm not wrong, De Ligt really brought back that feeling of Manchester United fans having the likes of Rio and having the likes of Vidic. Because yesterday De Ligt was really outstanding, making interceptions, playing a good game. Becoming a team leader yesterday, controlling the back line of Manchester United. He was really playing a good game alongside Harry Maguire. I don't know what happened with Ruben Amorim because he subbed off Harry Maguire. I think when people were about to go on the extra time, but we will talk about that one. Another player that really impressed me was Bruno Fernandes. And before I even continue, I think Bruno Fernandes is one of the best players that Manchester United have ever had. I think when we are talking about best signings since Sir Alex Ferguson left Manchester United, I think definitely you're talking about Bruno Fernandes, because Bruno Fernandes has been one of the best signings since I think Bruno Fernandes has been one of the best signings since Sir Alex Ferguson left the club. They signed the likes of Lukaku. People thought Lukaku will be a legend. No, it never happened. The likes of Fellaini, the likes of Falcao, the likes of Memphis Depay. But I think to be honest, I think Bruno Fernandes. I think since Alex Ferguson left the club, I think Bruno Fernandes is the one of the most outstanding signings for Manchester United, because Bruno Fernandes is a team leader. He played yesterday a good game. But I had a problem with the man of the match in that game, because I felt like Matthias De Ligt and Joshua Zirkzee, one of them really deserved to be a man of the match. But this man of the match awards are always being decided by these mainstream medias in England. And I think, according to me, I think I would give Matthias De Ligt a man of the match award. But I think ever since I started watching football, man of the match award is always given to a player who have scored. I don't know. Bruno Fernandes, I don't dismiss the fact that Fernandes. I don't dismiss the fact that Bruno Fernandes played a good game for Manchester United. He really played a good game. He was really there for the team. He was really, he really displayed a good leadership skills, a good game when the team really needed that. But I think when we come to this man of the match award, I think Matthias De Ligt really did a good job. I think the only reason that made Bruno Fernandes man of the match, besides Matthias De Ligt and Joshua Zirkzee, was the goal. The only difference was the goal that Bruno Fernandes scored. And apart from that, I think if it was according to me, I would have given man of the match to Matthias De Ligt. Matthias De Ligt is one of the best defenders in the Premier League. And I think I've started to trust Matthias De Ligt, because I think in that match yesterday and in the previous matches for Manchester United, I feel like people have not been talking about him, especially when we are talking about best defenders in the Premier League. People have not been talking about Matthias De Ligt. But real talk, being honest, I think Matthias De Ligt is one of the best defenders in the Premier League. And it was when Matthias De Ligt was coming to Manchester United. He was in Bayern Munich, and he was sitting in the bench of Bayern Munich, and a lot of people felt like, Manchester United, why would you go for a player who always can't even play for Bayern Munich? And a lot of football fans felt like, if Eric Dyer can make Matthias De Ligt sit on the bench, why would Manchester United go for a such player? But I think it was most underrated transfer. Another underrated transfer was Mazraoui's transfer. A lot of people felt like, why would you go for a player who cannot represent the current club that he's playing for? I think those two transfers, Matthias De Ligt and Mazraoui for Manchester United, I think I also felt like those transfers are missed. But right now, I feel like those transfers are a hit, because those players are going to show up for Manchester United, and they are going to play a good game for Manchester United. So Matthias De Ligt yesterday played an outstanding game. Onana also stepped up in a big moment, but in penalties he never saved anything, especially Willian's penalty. I don't know if Willian really played a good penalty, or Onana was just jumping in the middle of the goalpost. I don't know, but I felt like Onana let Manchester United down when it comes to penalties. Bernard Leno really tried. Really played a good game. But he's always said that, the best goalkeepers on the pitch are always not the best goalkeepers to save the penalties. So Bernard Leno was not the best goalkeeper on the pitch. Onana was, and Bernard Leno saved a couple of penalties, two penalties, Joshua Zirkzee's penalties, and Lindelof's penalty. But I'm going to talk about that one later. Apart from that, Fulham was a better club in the first half. And another kid that I wanna talk about before going into the penalty saga is Chido Obi-Martin. Tell me what you think about Chido Obi in the comment section. Do you feel like this kid is ready for the first team, or Manchester United are bringing him in the first team too early? Because he's right now 17 years old. Yesterday he replaced Rasmus Højlund, and I felt like He played against Ipswich. Yeah, he played against Ipswich. The same he replaced Rasmus Højlund. He never displayed like that good game against Ipswich. Let's be honest, because this is where we say things the way they are. I think watching him against Ipswich, he wasn't that outstanding for Manchester United, especially after subbing off Rasmus Højlund. But yesterday he came in. I feel like a lot of people are going to be against this opinion, but I feel like Chido Obi is still young and is still not ready for the first team. A lot of people, including myself, thought that this player can be a good replacement to replace Rasmus Højlund at Manchester United. But I think like he's a good player, but the only thing that this player still needs is time. Because yesterday I thought I don't know if Bruno gave him a good pass just in front of the goal. He couldn't control it and he let it to Bernard Leno. I think Chido Obi is good, but the only thing he really needs is that he needs to have confidence. I think the only thing that's making Chido Obi not perform for Manchester United first team is self-esteem. He still don't believe that he can replace Rasmus Højlund. Of course, this is a good time for Chido Obi to step up for Manchester United, because when you see the likes of Rasmus Højlund, when you see the likes of Garnacho, Garnacho is playing a good game, but of late he's not scoring. And as a striker, if you're not scoring, we consider you as a struggling striker. The same as Rasmus Højlund. But when you look at the likes of Chido Obi is still young. And I think one thing that Ruben Amorim is testing with Obi-Martin and Rasmus Højlund, I think Ruben Amorim needs one of them to be in the first team. Of course, Rasmus Højlund is in the first team, but I think Ruben Amorim desire is to make Chido Obi the first team striker. Of course, he's 17 years old, and they still don't believe that he is representing Manchester United first team. The thing that couldn't happen when he was playing for Arsenal. Of course, those are the things that made him leave Arsenal to join Manchester United, because Manchester United board promised him that he will be featured in the first team, and that's one of the things that really made him agree the Manchester United deal. And it's happening right now. I think the only thing that people needs to give him, people needs to give him time. But real talk, to be honest, right now he's still not ready for the first team. But with time, he will be one of the greatest players for Manchester United. We've seen the likes of Rooney stepping up as a kid, and becoming real men at Manchester United. We've seen the likes of Marcus Rashford made his debut against Arsenal. Look at the likes of Alejandro Garnacho. Just stepped in from the academy, and they are really playing a good game right now. So I think the only thing that people needs to give Chido Obi is time. And another thing that I want to talk about before wrapping it up with the penalties is Harry Maguire. I think Harry Maguire really played a good game yesterday. And the only mistake that Ruben Amorim did that cost him also in the penalties was subbing off Harry Maguire. I think Heaven is good, came from Arsenal. A centre back is good. He needs to be given a game time. But I just think yesterday wasn't that right time to give Heaven a chance, because he's a good player. He never made any mistake when he came into the game, but subbing off Harry Maguire to bring in an academy player yesterday, I thought that was another mistake that Ruben Amorim did. Because when you have players like Harry Maguire in the team, when you get the set pieces, the corners, Harry Maguire can easily score. And that's whatever Manchester United really needed yesterday. And leave alone Harry Maguire scoring from set pieces and whatever. Harry Maguire, apart from that, Harry Maguire is always a good penalty taker. And I think this is the reasons why Manchester United started fumbling in the penalties. Because talking about the penalties yesterday, I think the likes of Zaxi never deserved to take a penalty. The likes of Lindelof, I think the last time I saw Lindelof playing for Manchester United was when they lost against Tottenham back in December. And I think for Manchester United to bring Lindelof yesterday and they give him a penalty, that was just I think Manchester United made a mistake, because it wasn't Lindelof's mistake. You are a player, you are being paid to play for the club. When you are chosen to take a penalty, You can't say that, I've not been playing, I've not been doing this, so I can't take this penalty. No, you have to step in and take the penalty. Of course, you can't let the club down. You have to step in and take the penalty. And I think Manchester United really set up Victor Lindelof for that penalty. Because Victor Lindelof have not been playing for Manchester United of late. And yesterday he was subbed in, and then Manchester United gave him the penalty. I don't know why. I don't know why Manchester United did that, because I felt like it was a big mistake. There were the likes of Lenioro. I thought it was wrong for Ruben Amorim to sub Lenioro, because I thought Lenioro would have scored a penalty yesterday. Harry Maguire would have scored a penalty yesterday. Manuel Ugarte would have scored a penalty yesterday. You have the likes of Eriksen would have scored a penalty yesterday. You have the likes of Alejandro Garnacho. I've never believed in Alejandro Garnacho as a good penalty taker, but I think Alejandro Garnacho, if he's given a penalty, is still a young player, have a lot of pressure, but I think he would have converted a clean penalty yesterday against Fulham. But you see, whatever Manchester United did, they they subbed off Harry Maguire and brought in Heaven. I think that was one mistake that really costed Manchester United in the penalties. Another mistake was subbing off Ugarte. Of course, it wasn't like I would consider it as a big mistake, because when Alejandro Garnacho came in, he really changed the game. Even when you look at the goal that Bruno Fernandes scored for Manchester United, it came from Alejandro Garnacho to Diego Dalot and to Bruno Fernandes as a goal. And I think like Alejandro Garnacho really played a good game. But I think subbing off Manuel Ugarte, I thought they would have subbed off maybe another player, but not Manuel Ugarte. Why would you sub off like player like Harry Maguire to bring in Evan? Why would you sub off player like Lenioro to bring in Victor Lindelof? Why would you do that? I think like that's the mistake that Manchester United did, and I think 1 year ago Manchester United won the same FA Cup with Erik ten Hag. So this brings in a lot of questions, because Erik ten Hag won the FA Cup with Manchester United, and they played the final against Manchester City. The coach that they keeps on criticizing, saying that can't bring any trophies to the club, can't make Manchester United great again. Ruben Amorim, the coach that they thought, you know, as brains, will make Manchester United glorious again, is eliminated by Fulham in the fifth round of the FA Cup. And another thing is Joshua Zirkzee. Joshua Zirkzee played a good game yesterday, and I think Manchester United again they set up Joshua Zirkzee, because Joshua Zirkzee is not a good set piece taker. If you want to know that a player is a good set piece taker, look at the likes of Bruno Fernandes, look at the likes of Kevin De Bruyne. These are the players that can score from a free kick, can score from 18 yards. Like those are the players that can always take a comfortable penalties. But when you look at the likes of Joshua Zirkzee, just that one player who has not always scored many goals from 18 yards, 23 yards of the game. He always scores with the header. He always scores tapping goals. And yesterday Manchester United really set him up. He really played a good game, but Manchester United just decided, you know what, let's give him a penalty and keep on trashing his name. Because I feel like for people criticizing Joshua Zirkzee for that penalty, I think you are wrong, because uh, he was chosen to take a penalty. He didn't choose himself to take a penalty, and I think that's Ruben Amorim's mistake. And as we wrap it up, tell me what you think about Manchester United and Fulham in the comment section. Do you think who messed the team up? Because Victor Lindelof came in, missed a penalty. Joshua Zirkzee missed a penalty. And do you think this is this player's fault or Ruben Amorim's fault? I think, according to me, it's Ruben Amorim's fault. But tell me what you think about this one in the comment section. And the last thing, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Ideas.